Israel is one of the most fascinating countries in the world, both geographically and culturally. It's the country of free people, and in general, you can do everything here. There are few things that is better to know to avoid some serious problems that can even bring you to the police station. I'm in Israel, and this video is for you. It doesn't matter if you have recently moved to Israel or if you are going to visit it as a tourist, just watch this one till the end, not to get in trouble. Soldiers are absolutely everywhere in Israel. Street, bus, beach, bar. National military service is mandatory for all Israeli citizens over the age of 18, as in fact our country is in the state of a never-ending military conflict. But anyway, Israeli soldier is maybe one of the most friendly person you could meet in the streets of Israel. Don't hesitate to take a picture with them. Israel is one of the safest countries in the world, and there is the reason for that. You may see security checks absolutely everywhere. Their main task is just to see your bag, to see you, to understand the purpose of your visit, and to understand if there is a potential danger. Usually these people have zero sense of humor, so don't try to joke with them, don't try to argue with them. Just go silently, make them do their job, and save your time. You won't see rocket attacks every day in Israel, but if you hear the siren, that means that you've got from 15 seconds to 2 minutes to find the bomb shelter. Don't panic, the Iron Dome will do the job, but rockets, debris are still dangerous. The easiest way to understand what to do is just to run where everyone's running. These are very special days for us to remember the fallen soldiers and victims of the terrorism. And despite that the date changed slightly year to year, there are usually 2 days like these every year. You just need to remember that there is a siren in the evening and usually a siren the next day in the morning. When you hear these sirens, it's very important that you stop whatever you are doing and you just stand in silence. You'll see the entire country will do the same. It's for us to commemorate the people that made it possible for us to be here today. Despite that we don't use word siesta here in Israel, but in fact there is siesta here. According to the so-called law of silence, it's forbidden to make noise in the residential area from 2 till 4 p.m. And of course you need to keep silence every night from 11 p.m. till 7 a.m. the next morning. Ignoring these rules can increase your chances to see the police officer knocking at your door. First of all, Israel is not full of touristic traps, like, for example, if you want to compare it with Europe. But you still need to haggle, especially if it goes about different markets or even the famous market in Old City of Jerusalem, where vendors will target tourists with extremely high prices, knowing that you may probably pay them. And I think the most cruel are Israeli taxi drivers. Always ask them to turn on the counter, never accept their flat price, or use Get app and Paying app with your credit card. First of all, I want to say that this is relevant only to some places like holy sites of Jerusalem, Baha'is Gardens, the old city of Tzfat, and some residential areas with a significant religious population. Usually you need to dress long pants and cover your shoulders. Just for better understanding of the situation, I want to say that if you look like this, it won't work for these places. How can you recognize such place? Sometimes you may see a special sign on the street, or you can just Google yourself and make a little research before you are going somewhere here in Israel. You need to understand that Israel is a religious country, and don't judge the people because of their strange look or illogical behavior. This is an absolute classic. Just imagine that you go somewhere by bus or train, you see a free seat, you want to take it. Also you see a religious woman that is sitting in front of this free seat. So you take your seat and then she goes away. And it happens not because she doesn't like you, it happens just because according to religious laws, the religious Jews are forbidden to touch the people of the opposite sex. It doesn't really matter if the person you are trying to reach is religious or not, but calling someone on Friday evening is a bit rude. And the main reason for that is that all the country is preparing for Shabbat that starts with the sunset. I don't even say a word about Saturday itself, when usually nobody calls to sort something out, nobody does any job meetings and so on. Don't ignore my advices. I highly recommend you to watch the next video on my channel. 7 fun facts about jellyfish during the jellyfish season in Israel, or if you're fancy to know about the history of LGBT movement and Tel Aviv pride in Israel, this is also really interesting and entertaining video, and I bet that you will hear something that even Israelis don't know. Also, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and see you soon in the next video.